I use the bigger stick. Customer service. uh, Hi, everybody here except my girlfriend. Okay, don't look at her. Don't make her self-conscious. She just came out of the bathroom. uh, good morning. uh, it's just us. We have no operator this morning. And to make sure the sound is on, so I kept going back there to check. Yeah. You're sitting closest to the computer. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So funny. So many times my audio is screwed up on my phone, right? We're putting it in. I have to make sure the cords are all in and tight and everything. Probably still gonna mess it up. Okay. I've been kind of on a 2-week breaks for a lot of my classes. So last class was actually last week over here. So a few days ago I noticed like, wow, the back of my legs are so stiff. Like what's going on over here is so stiff. Like, oh yeah, that's right. I haven't been practicing. And, like I said, I do 5 classes a week regularly, and that's my practice. So after that, it's oh well, that's my practice. So yeah, when I don't do it, but it allowed me to go out, and I decided to go out and look at the monk seals, because if you enjoy watching monk seals, they've been hanging out at Kaimana Beach. Yeah, there's three of them, actually 4 of them, just regularly. I think between Fort DeRusi and Kaimana, and other beaches. But when we had the last seal pup at Kaimana, that was Kaiwi, and then the pup was named Puolani. I think because they cleared the beach, then these 2 others started hanging around. So, this younger one, Vavamalu, who is Kaiwi's pup, started hanging around about halfway through, and on almost the last day, this one, the tag is N14, and I think he's from Molokai or Maui born, or a few years, 1 or 2 years older than Vavamalu, showed up, and he was hanging outside. Yeah? And the day that Kaiwi weaned the pup out, he came in, took the spot, and just bullied Vavamalu out. And then ever since, oh yeah, yeah, they hang at certain beaches, yeah. So people will go to certain beaches looking for, they have their favorites, yeah. But ever since then, and then Kaiwi came back, so now Kaiwi and 14 Vavamalu are constantly around, and Rocky is kind of the famous one in that area. Always comes in and out of Kaimana. So she's always around somewhere in that area. And they said she was, I think she's in the process of molting. I think every year they molt. So I asked, if is she pregnant? Do they think she's pregnant? They said, oh no, she's molting. So she's not pregnant. I guess they won't molt if they're pregnant, Joe. Going through that. So I went down one night, caught one, and then went the next morning because it seems like when I'm watching this one group in the morning, you have multiple. But it's so funny because that N14, which is kind of a bully, and you can tell he's bigger, and Vavamalu, yeah, they always, but I swear it's N14 kind of bullying Vavamalu and Vavamalu. Yeah, two males. And I think recently Vavamalu's finally had enough. So he's barking back and initiating the barking back. But there's so many videos and photos of the two of them on the beach. And I always think it's N14 coming to where Papa Malu is. Yeah. So somebody posted a picture and said, oh, because you'll see them going back and forth and looking up. Yeah. They're looking for Kaivi. And I think, like I said, N14 will just haul up if whoever's there. So there's like, oh, like, where'd everybody go, right? So my response was, well, when you're the bully, life can be lonely, right? Like, people start avoiding you. uh, but yeah, it's amazing. They're I think for the last few weeks, every day, every morning. So if you want to go see monk seal, we check out Kaimana, especially in the mornings. Yeah, especially in the mornings, they're swimming around. And if you don't see them on Kaimana, next door is Outrigger. Yeah, they have the little berm that goes out, the little seawall, and you can kind of tell when you walk there because if they're there, you'll see people on the walls, and you know, and you'll see them looking. You can tell they're looking down at the beach. Yeah, yeah, they're pretty cool and fun to watch. Yeah, interesting. All right, anyway, we start class. Yeah? ah, all right, so extend. Oh yeah, so let's do this for me. Extend your legs and gently push your knees down. Yeah. When you start stretches and you stop, within about 5 days, you feel it. 3 to 5 days, or you start missing that stretch. But yeah, just gently push your knees down. Okay, and then just let the foot fall, and then just gently feel from inside expanding and stretching. And, and then if you remember last week, I talked about really the first lesson is relaxing, letting go. Right, that's the first thing we do. So technically, you could say the first thing we do, we have to take an inhale. So breath, air, breathing, right? Ha. And that's the first lesson. But it's let go. So you breathe in and then ha, just let it go. It's it's always interesting to me, right? So is it only Hawaiian that uses ha, or do the other Polynesians also use ha? Uh, right? But right, so they'll say, oh, ha, right, the breath of life. But as I learned Qigong, the sound is ha. Right? When you yawn, it's ha. So you can see it makes sense, right? Where the sound comes from. Yeah. So if you ha, the throat opens, right? The lower belly just relaxes and the air flows out. So that's why the syllable, the sound ha. So the first lesson, right? Extending, right? Letting the legs fall, just just aligning as best as you can, pulling the head back and relaxing the chin. Take a deep breath, right? And even breathing in, you use the ha, but it's like the HU sound, and then Ah. And then coming up. And feel yourself letting go from the center, from the hips, right, outwards to the top of your hands, to the fingertips, to the heels, to the toes, just letting go. Ah. And finish the breath. And then naturally as you breathe in, it's the more the H-U-H sound. And then learning to mechanically line up. So let the fingers point down to the earth. And imagine gathering way up in the sky. And then let the fingers point down through the top of the head, between the center and the forehead. Drop the shoulders, the elbows, and use the palm to guide the chi down. Breathing in way up in the sky, down through the center of the body. Feeling that light resistance on the palm as you guide that energy down and letting everything go. Slowly bring the feet in a little bit, just so it barely touches the ground. And then pull the chi up from the earth. Pull the earth energy up through the feet, through the legs, through the spine, through the kidneys, the liver, the stomach, the brain, back down. Flowing back down into the earth. Imagine you slowly creating that magnetic field that reaches into the earth and up into the sky. And see and feel it cycling through your body. Coming up through the organs, through the spine, over the top of the head, back down the body. Relax and open the joints. Imagine the blood flowing freely through the joints, the blood vessels. Imagine the synovial fluid, the spinal fluid, the fluid in the brain, the cerebral fluid flowing freely and flowing freely through the neck. There's no restrictions in the neck, no restrictions in the voice. Feel your fingertips reaching. And then coming up from the side, looking over the palms, looking out to the horizon. Expanding, stretching, breathing in and out. Drop your shoulders, elbows, fingers, and expand. Feel the fingertips being pulled outwards. Remind yourself to connect with that sun up in the sky, connecting to that sun in your chest. And remind yourself to polish and cultivate that inner smile. Scooping down, filling up the whole body. Deep breath. Exhale. Squeeze every muscle tissue in your body. And focus in the bones. Gently squeezing out every bone. Imagine every bone twisting and squeezing. And then letting go so everything rushes back in. And then ligaments and tendons. Slowly bring everything back. So gently expand your legs. Try to be aware of pointing your knees straight ahead. Right? So if you relax, if you let go, see if you can tell if they're pulling out or they're pulling in. Right? Everybody, it's I'd be surprised if anybody's muscles are so balanced, right, that they naturally just fall lined up. That's how they get you at the health fairs, right? They put that frame up and they put a plumb line and they put a they make it perfectly perpendicular and they tell you stand there and they say, see, your spine is crooked. And you think like, oh, that's not natural. Come in for the first one's free. Come in for an appointment. Everybody's spine is a little crooked, right? Always, because you have to really work at getting that symmetry. Right? If if we were always symmetrical, bodybuilding wouldn't be such a big thing, right? Oh, gotta work the left side. Oh, gotta work the right side, right? Gotta look in the mirror. Am I perfectly symmetrical? Right? That's bodybuilding, right? That's the art and competition of bodybuilding, right? It doesn't mean we shouldn't be balanced, but yeah, one side is always going to pull a little bit more. Right? If you were in a handbag or a bag on this side, if you were in a backpack, right? When I went to school, right? When we went to school, I was carrying a Pan Am bag. Now you look at the kids, right? Especially even the small kids, right? They're like, ah, boom, right? All that strain. Or now it's right, like consciously, right? So we have to work on that. So first lesson, let it go, right? And then you can start rebuilding. Right? Start rebuilding and being conscious. Right? Whatever we do every day, that's our baseline. Right? So like this every day, that's our baseline. This is natural, right? So let everything go and then see how much you can stretch and expand. See how much you can breathe in. See how much you can let go. And then squeeze, pull the belly button into the spine and relax and ha. And then we begin. So breathe in, expand the lower belly, drop the shoulders, start turning the palms. See if you can get a constant rotation of the palms. Feel that light resistance, that fullness, and come down. Just the head falling, opening up the neck. Let it go, and then breathe in. And then again, pay attention to the knees. See if you can hold the knees nice and straight and keep the legs parallel just during the exercise. Think about that first lesson, letting go. Right? So first lesson is sung, relaxing, relaxing while you're doing something, expanding the joints. Letting the neck open, letting go, feeling the shoulders, the arms drop, expanding, stretching, and then letting something else start pulling on the fingertips, pulling on the bottom of the feet, pulling on the surface of the palms. One more time, and then we'll switch to number 2. Okay, one hand up, one hand down, looking to the side, breathing in and out. Let go both shoulders. Breathing in and turning. Consciously removing as much tension as possible. Of course, there's tension as we stretch and expand, but it's not locked tension. Looking far away. Yeah, that's right. Let the shoulders, let the elbows just drop down. Just let it go. Breathing in. If you don't know how to smile, just think of something funny, whatever it is. Doesn't have to be appropriate as long as you don't share it with anybody, right? If it's inappropriate, just don't share it with anybody. Finish the move and then come back to center. Oh, did I say that? Drop the shoulders as you turn. Tilt the sternum up and down. And when you come down, let this go expand, right? As the hands drop, oh yeah, oh yeah, expand the legs. Let all the joints go. Shoulders. Relax and then slowly squeeze the shoulder blades together. Fingertips and palms are open. Arms hanging right at the side of the body. Listen to under the shoulder blades. Pull and squeeze and stretch those muscles under the shoulder blades. Expand the legs into the earth. Relax the hips and let the legs expand and press and sink into the earth. The bottom of the feet are relaxed. The toes are stretching down. Come forward when you're done. I went for my training on Saturday to get recertified, and I was so happy because when I did my test, right, I'm always mirroring, so I always screw up, especially when I do the standing. And one of the most experienced students on the island, yeah, glitched. Oh, I was so happy. We just looked at each other and laughed. And the only person who did it perfect was the newest one in our group. Ah, that was great. Yeah, to one side. And the master trainer looked at me and told me earlier, I said, yeah, so when you come on Saturday, try to do Dr. Lamb's. I said, but whatever I do, right, I cannot stray from the program. So I enhance it. But if you make it simpler, right, there's nothing wrong with it. I just try to overlay and just add what I see into the movements without changing the movements, without changing the what the movement's actually doing. All the way down. Okay? And then the other side. So even this movement, it's the program does much smaller rotations. When I learned, they were really small, like just in here. And then 2 years ago, when I went to the training, I noticed, hey, the movement is bigger. So part of me going to the trainings is to kind of keep up and see, like, oh, what are the changes? One more time. Pull the shoulder ball out. Right? Let the body turn all the way down. And relax, and then two sides, palms open, fingers stretching all the way down, and then forward. Turn the palms out and breathe all the way down. Slowly let go. Check your legs again that they're expanding. And realign. You can see I gotta move my knee. And then as you're moving, the legs are shifting. So they shouldn't be perfectly still. Right? So as I turn, they're going to move. Right? This has to fold. So as I turn, if I'm paying attention to my knees, I'm going to try and keep them straight, right? Moving in a straight line. Right? And then you have to give a lot of attention if that's what you're trying to do. So remember there's so many things you can work on in any one movement. So if you say, I just want to work on that, don't worry about the other movements if they go off a little bit. Yeah? And just focus on that. Loosen up. Say I glitched. Ah, yeah. Swing. Swing. Just like propellers. Drop the shoulders, drop the elbows, and then slow it down. Right, and then put everything back together. Right, breathing in, the head being pulled, suspended from above. Relax the belly as you breathe in. Relax the lower belly. That's really the diaphragm. Right? Release the diaphragm. As you exhale, you're actually pushing this diaphragm down. And it's actually squeezing the air out. So if you relax, you just think like just letting go of a weight and it's falling, right? And just let it collapse. And slowly pull the spine, relax the spine, and then grab the spine and pull the spine. And let the whole body turn. Trying to keep the knees and the legs pointed straight ahead. Just think of the spine, let go of the shoulder. Check that the palms are rotating in the whole movement. We want the palms to rotate. If the palms don't rotate, then we're not addressing the shoulder as much. We want the palm to rotate. Breathing in, and then slowly let everything go. Let the palms hang straight down. Check your body, check the alignment. Hold the ball, and then separate. Feel your spine expanding. Think of your spine expanding and stretching, and then stretching all the way from the bottom of the feet and the toes all the way up through the shoulder blade, the arm, the fingertips. And relax the breathing. Feel the top finger plugging up into the sky, reaching up to the sun. Feel the bottom finger plugging into the earth, reaching down to the core of the earth. Take a deep breath. Expand and slowly let go. Switching arms, washing the forearms. Slowly letting the spine expand, feeling everything connected, relaxing the wrist, smiling. Top fingers reaching and plugging into the sun, bottom fingers reaching, plugging into the center of the earth. Take a deep breath, expand, and exhale when you're ready. Just gently letting it go. Fingertips washing, palms washing through the forearms. Breathing in. Let the bottom hand rotate down. Finish the breath. Exhale when you're ready. And the bottom hand rotates back up. Breathing in and out. Breathing in, feel the whole spine stretching, expanding, a little twist. And then releasing and falling perfectly back into place. One more time. And last time. When you come back, turn your palms and we do our spirals. Nice deep breath. And pull the spine and drop the elbow. Pull the fingertips up. Pull the spine, breathing in and releasing. And then pull the spine. Let the head turn, winding up and exhale, letting go. And pull the spine, pull the fingertips up and let go. And start winding up again. Look over the elbow and let go. Pull the spine, breathing in, winding up and let go. Pull the spine and wind up, breathing in and then let go. Let the palms and the arms wrap around each other just like two snakes. You know that the medical staff, right? It's two snakes, right? Connected on the bottom and they're winding around each other like DNA. Yeah. Same thing, right? From the bottom, right? They're wrapping and winding and twisting. That's your DNA, that's your spine, that's the chakra. Last time. Fingertips being pulled and stretched. Breathe in and then come back to center when you let go. Just relax, straighten out the spine, expand. Flow right into the open and close. Turn the palms up and down. Relax and pull the spine. Breathing in, expand. Finish the breath. Rotate the palm. It doesn't matter how you turn the palm. There's all different ways to turn the palm over, just so you rotate them. Then drop the shoulder. If you want, you can just flip the hand over. You can roll them over. It's like holding a ball. One more time. And then come back to center, height of the heart. Right? Tilt the sternum up. Right? Think of that sun connecting, powering up your little sun. And then out, lift the sternum, breathing in, feel everything full. And just holding that, and then slowly letting that go. And realigning your knees, realigning the legs. And just holding on with your palms to help you bring one leg back in. Right? Relax the shoulders, but just the palms, the surface of the palms stretching. Right? Holding that. And then press and let go. And just the palms, pulling that energy up. Imagine pulling it up, drawing it up from the earth, from two. Nice deep breath. Expand the lower belly and then guiding it back in. Just feel how that supports your body. Right at the bottom, letting it go. Right in the back of the hand being pulled up. Just the back of the hand. Yes, like there's an octopus pulling your hand up. And then that octopus lets go and pushes you down. Right, and then that octopus is under your palm, pushing your palm up. Right, and then it pulls the bottom of your palm down. So, call it squid movement. Squid palms. octopus palms, taco palms. But you could imagine, yeah, small little octopus, right? Right? It just boom, right? Pushes your hand up, right? Or stuck to your hand and then boom, right? And you let the octopus do everything, right? And then it lets go, and then the weight of it just sinks your hands down, yeah, or something. So relax, and whatever the imagery is, when you press both feet, just slowly start pressing, toes go down, right? Feel this muscle activating, right? Nice and solid, right? And then choose which leg is going to press into the ground and sink into the hip, right? And the other leg will release, right? That heel should come up, and then add the palm. Breathing in, pulling that leg up. This leg should start sinking, pressing up, down, press forward, and then switch. Right? Bottom of the foot first. Drop your shoulders, elbows, palm. And let the palms, right? Let the palms help the legs. And slowly switching. Right? Listening to the bottom of the feet when you step down. Right? Press, bottom of the foot flattens out and then sink into the hip. Bottom of the foot pressing on the earth and then switching, bottom of the foot flattening out, heel to toe. The palms just have to lightly hold. Right here you can feel this has to let go. Right? As you transition from one leg to the other. Yeah? And then everything moves. So the body is constantly transitioning, the joints are constantly expanding and letting go. Everything's winding up and then unwinding. Just holding on that lightest, just that lightest suction or that lightest press. And as you learn to let the joints go, that's part of Sung. So as you start to understand Sung, right, your joints will be able to expand and loosen and move and rotate. And you'll be able to expand and exert energy, but relax at the same time. Relax your joints, relax the muscles while they're expanding. Imagine a water hose. Right? And you turn the water on full pressure, but nothing comes out the end, and you notice there's that kink. The back pressure doesn't change, right? It's constant. It's only that energy that gets released. So as you release that kink, right, you can see that vibration, right, as it starts flowing through. Right, and everything past that kink, you can see and feel that vibration and that power coming out. One more time, feel the bottom of your feet carefully pressing, finding the earth and the heel, all the way to the toes. The palms just holding on and then holding the ball and coming back to center. Just lightly holding on. Release the legs, but just holding on to that bubble in your palms. And then dropping one knee and pulling the spine the other way and flattening the palms. And as you breathe in, pull the fingertips straight to the front and let the body turn. Breathing in and letting go. And other way, other knee. Pulling the spine, pulling the fingertips straight to the front of the room, relaxing the wrist and letting go. Turn the foot so you get a little bit more opening. Let go, bring the foot back, and turn the other foot. Keep the elbows and shoulders down, relax the palm. Take a bigger step. And open up the hip a little bit more. Breathing in and out. Take a bigger step. Breathing in and out. And just take as big a step as you're comfortable with. Okay, and then just a small movement. And come back to center. Okay, so as we do this, you can decide, right? So the original is lightly closed fist. You know, I just love doing it open and stretching the fingers. But if you want to see what it feels like closed, or if you say, oh, I just want to work my leg muscles more, right? I want that more physical movement, a little bit more development, right? Close the hand, close the fist. Right? The lighter you make it, right? The more you can kind of blossom that energy to help pull the leg up. The more you close it, the tighter, right? The less this hand can help to bring that leg up. So you think about, oh, do I want to exercise the muscle more, or do I want to exercise the energy work more? And that coordination, that whole body coordination, it's still a whole body. Yeah? And then the main thing is opposite. Okay? So opposite, so we stimulate both sides at the same time, right? So it's almost like a game. I'm going to confuse the mind, right? I'm going to do left and right and up and down, and my brain has to think that way, right? Wait, left, right. Wait, one is foot, one is hand. Wait, what is each one doing? So then you want to get fancier, right? The hand can open and close or something. You add more, right? The more you do, the more you have to fire what's going on in there. Yeah. So that's whole brain. Whole brain is opposite, right? So you're adding in at least two opposites, two sets of opposites. That's whole brain. So when you stand and you're just doing those exercises like this, right? Yeah, that's whole brain thinking. So they would bring that into the classroom, just like, oh, up and down, left and right, from there. Okay. So you decide. Right? You don't have to follow me exactly. You know the basic movements. Right? We talk about what it's for. Yeah, you make that decision. Oh, one more chair. Good morning. Okay. So take a nice deep breath. Relax the legs. Let them press a little, and then release. Decide which leg you're going to pick up. Right? Whichever leg you're going to pick up, the opposite side, you have to press and sink into the hip joint. Okay, take a deep breath. Let it all out. And then we begin. So heel first. And then push the knee down. Gently stretch the back. And then lift. And then down. And up. Breathing in. Whatever you do, try to keep the knees aligned. And then lift. Yeah. So make sure you push the knees down in each one. Heel the knee and then pump. Expand. And then rub against the rib cage. Then breathing in, heel. Push the knee, expand, stretch, wrapping, rub against the rib cage. And at the turn of the spine. So As you progress through the movement, let them flow into each other. Right? So you can separate out each movement, right? Or you can just let them flow into each other. So this turn of the spine is actually going on from the beginning. And you think, right? Train the intent. Think about what you want to happen. And then just let the body follow. One more time, each side. And pull the spine. Relax the neck, pull the spine, and let go. Last one. And come back, and down, relax. Gather up the chi again. Right? This is the first commencement move, right? So, hey, why not bring it into the warm-up? Right? It's just another opportunity to practice. So that's what we were talking about last time, right? Every move has a purpose. So the more you put into one move, the more useful that move is, yeah. Like Swiss Army knife. And then you just decide, right, which tool you're going to use, which tool you're going to emphasize. And relax the shoulders, but just holding that energy in the palm. Small toe, big toe. And switch when you're ready. So the more you relax your shoulder blades, your shoulder, the elbow, the wrist, right, even the finger joints, right? The more you can expand that energy in your palm. Any tension gets in the way of that flow from there. Draw the heels up. But this last one, just let everything go. Make this last one just the muscles on the bottom of your feet. Yes, stretch, expand. Oh, good, good. Yeah, good. Oh, I don't normally see almost the whole class with the hands just relaxed. Yeah, usually you see like this coming out. Yeah, so that tells me right, you're starting to get it, where the arms are hanging down. You're starting to let all this go. You know, even if you have sore back, yeah, you listen to over here is probably worse. You may not feel it until it gets pushed over the edge. Yeah. Okay. All right. Loosen that up. Okay. Yeah. Move the knees. Move the knees. Oh, it feels so much better. It's still tight. Yeah. One week was too long not to do any. Yeah. Thinking about exercising was not enough. Standing there watching monk seals, right? Not moving, thinking of standing and looking at being at the park. Oh, maybe I should do a set. Yeah, thinking about it was not enough. Yeah. Maybe I moved a little chi, but yeah, the muscles didn't stretch. Oh, it's still nice to be out there. Uh, I got a nice shot of Kaivi right after she sneezed. I don't have the action of the nostrils, right? The nostrils flaring. But I told her, if you look carefully at the picture, you can see the specks of sand flying out and bouncing off her body. I said, that's what it was right after she sneezed. Yeah. Well, what you want is the one where where the nostrils and everything goes flare. That's what happens when you're trying to photograph a sleeping seal, right? And they don't move. Every time they move, it's like. And then you're like, oh, I better just snipe, yeah, just wait. And then they don't move for 5 minutes, so you give up. Achoo! Ah, okay, try this. Right? Extend your legs, right? Just gently push the knees down, and then gently stretch, and then feel yourself expanding from the hip. Don't slide off the chair now. Right? And just sit up straight, relax, breathe, and slowly expand. Right? And let the arms down, and slowly expand the fingertips. And see how much you can expand, right? Relaxing the joints, right? Letting go of Sung. Check your breath. Right? Is the air stuck here? Is it stuck here? Are you releasing this? Can you feel it release? So you can expand below the belly button. Force yourself below the belly button to push out. You're pushing the diaphragm down. Open the mouth. Use the ha. Use the ha syllable. You ever blow up a large inflatable pool? You got to keep shaking it out, right? And you got to keep shaking it out so it can expand more, right? You got to shake out the folds. You got to find those crinkles. You have to smooth it out, right? And then you can expand more. Right? And then if you open the valve, right, you're trying to hold that air. Right? So you have the capability, right? This is your valve. This is your valve. These are valves. So you can open and breathe, but hold that expansion. Right? When you open that inflatable tube, right? We're kind of rushing, right, to plug that in, or you're trying to, in your compressor, you're trying to shove air in there. But you have control inside this tube, right? So you can hold that expansion, right? And can let everything flow in and out. Okay, let go. So everything starts physical, yeah? So expand, stretch, right? Wiggle, let everything straighten out. Just stretch. Just muscle stretching. They're trying to loosen up all the joints, right? And then sink and relax and then expand. Right? Not stretch, but expand. And then feeling the fingertips being pulled. So you have to let this go. Feel the toes being pulled. Feel the top of the head being pulled. And you find wherever your body is really tight, right? You hold these kind of stretches for a long time. Right? And then one joint, one part gets really tired. That's because there's a lot of tension there. So to stretch them, right? Even if you think you're 100% relaxed, right? Because it's so tight, right? It takes energy to pull it apart, yeah? And then your muscle is fighting you this way. So you're fighting yourself. Right? Because that's your own muscles that have said, you made me tight. Right? Over the last 50, 60, 80 years, and now you want to stretch? Good luck. Right? So, right, you have to change, right? You're fighting with yourself. So first you have to get yourself relaxed and say it's okay, right? And I just have to let it go. And it's 1, 2, 10, 20, 80 years. So I have to, right? It's not going to happen overnight. I just have to retrain my body that this is what it should feel like. Right? So that tension is discomfort, yeah. It's fighting. And putting out a lot of energy, right? That's that tiredness. Like I can feel over here when I really force this stretch, like over here right now, it's not comfortable. Yeah. And that's your challenge, like I'm gonna give up. We're gonna hold a little bit more until it can break that bond and release. Yeah. I'm there. But everything starts off physical. And if you don't go through that physical step, yeah, you cannot really understand the next step, which is more refined, and the next step is more refined. So try that again. Just right? Just loosely expand, right? And then push, right? Just muscle stretching, 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 stretching. And then as you start to relax, think of expansion, right? Internally expanding, right? Still having that stretch. And then slowly something else is pulling you and doing the work. Pulling your feet down, the toes, the fingertips, the palms, the top of the head, and let everything go. And so only think of just the external, just those three areas being pulled. And then the breath. You have to let the breath go. Use the ha. And then let go. So we do this. We take that training principle. We'll do it seated and standing. We're just going to do the first 6 basic moves. Okay? So seated, you start. Right? You find where it's comfortable, and then slowly start pressing. Right? Just press your feet down. Right? Try to get your heel and your toe pressing down. Right? And you'll feel like it's pushing back a little bit. Right? And then just imagine your legs heavy, heavy, heavy. Right? We're going to make this really physical. The bottom of the feet just pressing, just smash the bottom of your feet into the ground so it's sinking. Right? But the very bottom, you try to relax. Right? But everything above it, pressing heavy, heavy, heavy. Right? Just focusing on the legs. Expand, use the ha. Just breathing, nice full breath, holding that press. And slowly picking up the chi, but just don't give that up. Even if you're sliding back, I'm sliding back in the chair. You take a deep breath. Legs heavy, pressing. And begin breathing in. Just pressing the legs into the earth. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Just focusing on the legs. Rolling. Not giving up the legs. Pressing heavy. Open and close. And then closing, pressing, pressing, pressing. The legs still pressing, 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 pressing. Let go of the arms first, just the legs pressing. And then slowly release from the hip. And then shake it out. And feel different? Yeah. The hands still activated, yeah? Yeah. No matter how light you try to make the hands, right? And that's good. That's really good. Okay, so we try that one more time. Right? Just straight down. Right? Get that alignment. Feel more relaxed now? You can, no. Let it go, let it go. Elsa, let it go, Elsa. Yeah, if you press, right, that maximum tension and then release. So I'm trying to get part of that too, right? That maximum tension, so you can feel the difference. Okay. All right, pressing toes, heels to toes, so the whole bottom of the feet are connecting, and then starting to press. You can feel this muscle and heavy, 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 heavy. Just the legs. And then breathing, open the throat using the ha. Take a deep breath before we begin. Let everything out. Legs pressing. Just really focusing on the legs. And then begin when you're ready. Commencement. Focus is on the legs. Not letting go of the legs. Pressing, pressing, heavy. Heavy, heavy legs. like concrete pilings just sinking into the mud. We're going to continue to the second third, so we'll do all first 6. Turning to your right. So now as you turn, you still have to press the legs. Relax the very bottom of the feet, but press the legs once out. Stretch the fingertips. Just looking at the back of the hand while pressing the legs into the earth. Even in the chair, as you turn, you can feel that it affects the legs. Right? There's some switching back and forth, so you have to work a little harder to maintain that heaviness in the legs. One more time. Stretching the palms, pressing the legs into the earth. Come back to center. Right? Hold that expansion into the earth. Left side. Pressing, opening, stretching the palms and fingers. Once out. Just looking at the upper palm. Don't lighten up the legs. Keep the palms expanded and stretched. One more time. Cool the spine while pressing the legs into the earth. Release. Pull the spine and come back to center. Move in and out. Closing, pressing the legs into the earth. Slowly letting the legs go. Shake everything up. Okay. Okay, so now you stand. We're going to do the same thing. Relax. If you can stand. And you can still do it seated if you want. You stand, unlock, right? And remember that breathing in, pressing the knees back, and then letting everything sink. Try that one more time. Breathing in, you can add a gathering move, expand, right? Let everything go. Feel the legs getting heavy, 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 heavy. Heavy legs already. Press the knees back, and feel that sinking down. As you're standing here, feel the legs heavy. Heavy, 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 heavy legs. Bottom of the feet totally relaxed. The toes reaching down. And just imagine pressing, pressing, pressing. Take a deep breath. Expand. And let it go. And slowly start to expand the palms. Let the body sink. Let the hips go. The knees go. Let the ankles go. Right? The feet are like concrete pilings. 1,000 pounds each one, just sinking into the mud. And when you're ready, commencement, just holding. I'm just going to stand there, just doing the hand movements. Just the hand. Sinking, rolling. Legs just sinking. Let your body sink down a little bit more. And open and close. Just the first 3 movements, right? Pressing, and down, and now slowly rising. Still heavy, press the knees back, breathe in, and So this time when we do it, as you come here, right? Release, let your body sink a little bit. So same thing, just without the stepping. Just want you to practice and experience this heavy legs pressing into the earth. Okay, so let go. Yeah, breathe in and then and the legs already starting to relax and let go and press and be heavy into the earth, even while you gather. Feel the bottom of the feet sinking into the mud. Even as you rise, the legs are heavy, sinking into the mud. Breathing in, pressing the knees back, and let everything go. Okay. Your legs each leg is a concrete column, right? Like 1,000 pounds each, just sinking into the mud. The bottom is totally relaxed. All the joints are relaxed. You can feel the legs sinking, pressing into the earth. Take a deep breath. And let it all out before we begin. Stretching, expanding the palms. And then begin when you're ready. Just focus on the legs, letting them go. And then we're going to sink. A little lower, let the knees go. Forward. Sinking, pressing into the earth. Rubbing against the rib cage. Expand. Turning to your right. Pressing, single whip, opening. Legs are heavy. One sound. Heavy, heavy legs. Keep the legs heavy. You have to adjust the body so you're upright. You have to let the hip go, let the knees go, let the ankles go. Just feel the muscles pressing down. The bottom of the feet is relaxed. Come back to center, and then close. Sink, press, and then rise. Legs are still heavy while you're rising. Still heavy, even while you're gathering. Let them sink. And then slowly let go. Slowly release. Breathe in, come up a little bit. Out and Okay, move the feet and sit down. Loosen the legs up. There's a really different feeling to do that. If you commit to it and you try and do as long as you can, yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah. And then somewhere in the future, you won't be able to do it the same way. Because it just starts off, if you start off as physical as you can, like, oh, I'm just going to just drive the legs like hydraulics. Yeah. But that expansion goes on, right? And then the muscle change is going to change a little bit. Right? Right? If you're only thinking, oh, press, heavy, like sumo or something, then maybe it won't change. But if you're thinking, oh, heavy, sinking, but expanding, right? Expansion, right? And then you rest and shake it out, because we're really studying relaxation. So even though you're pressing and sinking, it becomes intent. Right? And then one day you say, oh, I'm going to do it just as hard as I can. And like this for me, right? I really hate going back to this right now because I love this expansion. And this is constricting. It's like, oh, I can feel it constricting my whole body. Right? And at a certain point, that's what happens with the legs. Right? It's like you can relax and make them heavy, but like, oh, that pile driving, like, oh, it just doesn't feel right. You know, because you become more flexible at a certain point. Everything's expanding. So as you expand, even though you're energizing your muscles, right, you have greater expansion. And then so to try and force everything down, it's like, You think like, what happened? There's change. Yeah? So your body is transforming. Your concepts, your understanding of what you're doing is transforming. And your definition of what you're doing is transforming. The principles make more sense. And then one day you go like, oh, I get it. And then 6 months later, if you keep on training, it's, oh, I get it. The definition changes because how you move physically changes. Yeah. And then you have this option. Yeah, you can be as heavy as you want, or you can be light as a feather. Where do we hear that? Oh, Lomi, 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 right? Light as a feather or down to the bone. So if you want to be able to go down to the bone, you have to practice that, right? If you want to be able to be light as a feather, you have to practice that. And then, right? Practice everywhere in between. Right? If you practice the extremes, but you forget to connect the two, right, it becomes jerky. But if you practicing that expansion, right, then you can, that's the Lomi, right? You can do that flow and you can go light as a feather down to the bone, light as a feather down to the bone. And then it becomes like wave action, right? It becomes like watching the waves, right? You don't know when that swell is going to pick up. And when that swell picks up, it could be a really big swell, could be disturbing everything underneath, could be exposing the bottom. Right? You can see the sand, or it can be just a big swell and then disappears. Huh, that gave me flashback of Hapuna Beach. Hapuna Beach is like Sandy's. If you ever swim it and try to body surf on those things when you don't know, oh, that first big swell, you feel like you're gonna die. Yeah, that backwash. And back in those days, parents drop you off at the beach. Only you and your friends, right? No lifeguard. Back in the day, no lifeguard out at Hapuna Beach, and we were way out at the side. We out there 12 hours. Yeah, I thought I was going to die. I can still remember that feeling, like that backwash. We knew it had riptide outside, so we knew not to go out. But oh wow, yeah. But that's the kind of power you can generate in your body. But you have to relax. That's nature, right? You have to relax. Okay, so we'll do it seated and experiment, right? So we'll start off. Let's see. You decide. You want to press, press. If you want to just try to do it regular, try to do it regular, how I normally would say, just that lightly. And it's probably going to feel different. Like whatever you do, it's going to feel different because it's like it just changes, yeah. And you've added in a different strength. No, yeah, okay. So relax first. Shake everything out. Relax first, and then you think like, oh, which one am I going to do? And if you want to change in the middle of it, just change. Right? And if you want to hold it, you want to force what you're doing, right? It's what you want to do. As long as you don't beat yourself up to like, oh, I didn't do it. I didn't do it the way it started, right? I didn't hold it all the way. Well, I didn't change all the time, right? Yeah, you just enjoy whichever strength principle. You just enjoy that, right? And listen to it and see what happens. Okay, so come up, gathering, expand, way up in the sky. Letting the lower belly relax. But whatever you do, there's expansion right into the earth. Fingertips expanding, top of the head suspended. And letting go. No matter which strength, is always letting go. Even if it's strong, strong, strong. Relax the face muscles. Smiling from the heart. Connecting the sun in the sky to the sun in your chest. Sinking the chi down to your lower dantian. Looking straight ahead. Take a nice deep breath before we begin. Let it all out. Breathe normally. And then commencement when you're ready. Breathing in. Bringing it to your heart. Just letting everything connect. Rolling the ball. Stimulating the meridians. Yes, by feeling that rub against your rib cage. Legs expanded lightly or heavy. Right side. Single whip. Opening. One saw. Pull the spine and then release. You now count 3 times. Second time. Looking at the upper palm. Come back to center. Come back to the heart. And then left side, turn and press. And open. Flow right into one song. Just think in the seated, think of this first one as a preparation. And then you count 3. Make sure your legs are expanded, heavy or light, however you want them to expand. Your palms are open, fingertips are expanded and stretching. And one more time. Pull the spine and release. Pull the spine and come back to center. Release. Brushing the knee on the right side. Pull the spine. Right? Don't give up whatever you do with the legs. So lift the sternum. Keep on turning. Roll the palms to the center. Like they're grabbing a bar. Sliding your hands right along that bar. Release. And fold. Twist. And parry right and then parry left. Palms going to flip over and cover under the right. Pull the spine. Breathe in. Keep the legs however you want them. Turn and release. Rolling back. Lift the sternum. Exhale. Come back to center. Left side. Brushing the knee. Make sure the feet are still expanding, heavy or light. Lift the sternum. Roll the palms as you keep on turning. Pipa. Slide the hands. Release the spine. Twist. Parry left, parry right. Vibrate the palms, vibrate the fingers. Right palm's going to cover under the left wrist. Pull the spine. Pull, 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 pull. Breathing in. Keep the legs expanded. Squeeze the fist. Pull the spine and turn. And then release. Rolling back. Nice deep breaths. Come back to center. Brush the knee left side again, followed by leisurely tying the coat. Pull the spine, pull the fingertips up. Right? But keep the legs expanded, heavy or light. Leisurely tying the coat, release. Right hand circles up. Pull the spine and then release. Pull the spine, connect the fingertip, release. Pull the spine, pull the fingertip out and release the spine. Drag the fingertips. Open and close. And then the right side. Brushing the knee. Leisurely tying the coat. Breathing in. Pull the fingertips and release. Pull the spine. Release. Left hand circles up. Pull the spine. Release. Pull the spine. Release. And pull the spine. Pull the fingertips and then release. Fist under elbow. Turning to the right side first. Right. Pull the spine. Pull the palms. Release. Drop the right hand. And pull the spine. Circle. And then release. And pull the spine, fist under elbow. Make sure the legs are still holding. Pull the spine, open the palm, release. Repulse monkey. Pull the spine, breathing in and out. Keep on turning. Pull the spine. Keep the legs expanded the whole time, no matter what you do. And keep the legs expanding into the earth, heavy or light. Usually tying the coat. Lift the sternum, open and close. Left side, fist under elbow. Turn and open, dropping the left hand. Pull the spine, circle the palm, right in the center. Release. Pull the spine, fist under elbow. Breathing in, release. Pull the fist and pull the spine and open, release. Repulse monkey left. Tap and flow that heart energy out. Keep on turning. Good. Lift the sternum. Keep the legs expanding through the whole movement. Just flowing that energy out of the legs. Initially tying the coat. Wipe down. Connect the left fingertip. Lift. Expand. Release. Come back to the heart. Expand in every direction. Expand the lower belly. Check your legs. And expand the legs however you want them. Hold that all the way to the end. Top of the head suspended. Hips release, legs expanding. Just holding the palms. Legs are still expanding. Let go of the shoulder, the elbow, the wrist with just the palm. And then bring one leg back in at a time. Relaxing the upper body. Press. Press. Both. Feel the whole bottom of the foot relax and sinking into the earth. Take a deep breath. And then slowly let everything go. Gather. Expand. Legs are light. Everything's light, but expanding. Guiding. Just guiding that bubble down. Deciding when you're going to lift the sternum. Breathe in and out. Loosen everything up. Oh, I feel like I'm hyperventilating a little bit. Yeah, sometimes when you do that, right, because there's so much intensity, as you relax the breath, right, and then your breath gets bigger. And even though you're expanding or expanding or expanding, right? In the beginning, if your up here is tense, right, you won't get that, but you still feel like you're hyperventilating because not enough air. And then you feel like you're hyperventilating because so much air, you get a little bit dizzy. Yeah. Okay. Stand up, shake your legs. Yeah. Shake the whole body out. Yeah. Loosen. Yeah. Yeah. Stretch. Yeah. Yeah. So open. Right? Come up a little bit. Right? Shift. Right? Remind yourself, fold and let it turn. Relax. Pick up the leg. Put it down. Come back center. Right? Shift. Let it go. Let this fold sink. Let it turn. Let it turn. Then pick up the other leg. Just to practice, put it down and then now sink. Back to center. Breathe in. Press the knees back. Ah. One more time. Shift. Let it turn. Let it fold. Just pick up. Relax the shoulders, elbows. Right. Keep the weight here. Gently bring that leg down. Right. So hard to take a big step, right? If you keep everything here, right? And then shift back. Center. Breathe in. Push the knees back. Stretch the top of the head. Ah. Let go. Shift. Let this side turn and fold. Let it go. Now pick up the right leg. Just the palms having to activate. Yeah? Just put that leg down. And now shift. Sink. Rise. Just rest your hands right on the side of the leg. Breathe in. Push the knees. Okay. And then just one time each side. Just sink. Let go. Let it fold. Let go. Let the hands go. Relax into here. Now pick up. As relax as possible. Just enough energy. Let the leg down. Now shift. Let go. Straighten. Up. Push the knees back. Breathing in. Last time. Turn. Let it turn. Relax the arms. Relax the palms. Let it all go. Feel the heel. Feel the foot release. And then use the palm. Keep everything on the left. And just guide it down. And then shift. Breathe in. Bring the leg back. And let the body turn so you can pick up the leg. Then come back. Sink. Let everything go. And you decide when you're going to start rising. When do the palms help you to rise? All the way up. Breathe in. One more time. Heels together. Flow the chi up. Imagine it flowing up, relaxing the kidneys, the liver, the stomach, intestines, lungs, heart, and down. Okay. Gently sit down and we'll end with our bell meditation. Just sit as comfortably as you can, as relaxed, while allowing for that expansion, right? Removing all restrictions. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, smiling from the chest, from the heart. Thinking of the sun Qigong, the sun powering your sun cool and warm, expanding into your whole body. Inner smile while relaxing the physical muscles around your face. Open the throat and feel the lower belly expanding and relaxing. Slowly open your eyes, rub your hands together, move your feet, move your legs. Let everything go. Move all your joints, right? Move all your joints. Everything loosens. Yeah, means you gotta go sideways, forward, backwards. Okay, warm up your eyes. And then slowly brush your scalp. Front to back, center to outside. Tap. Okay, tap the back. And pull those muscles away from your cervical and the neck. Turn the head up and down, side to side. Okay, unroll your ears, pull up, slowly. And then down, top to bottom. Okay. Yeah, loose wrist when you do this. Yeah. Loose slapping. Yeah, if you saw a group, you know, of seniors doing this in China in the park, right at the beginning or end, oh, you would think was gunshots going off, right? It's 100 Chinese seniors just slapping themselves. Pop, pop. Yeah, so don't forget when we do these moves, right? Let this kind of sink and spiral and rub against the rib cage. I was going to say the ribney cage. I was trying to put ribs and kidneys together, but rub against the rib cage, yeah? And then you can pull the spine, yeah? And then it's turning. So right, you see that spiral coming out, and you can feel the action. Like, oh, if you pull the spine, it's like turning a gear. That's going to make it come out, and then rubbing. Right. So wherever you rub, right, and then you can just go on YouTube, go on Google, and you can say, hey, what acupuncture points are there? What meridians are there? What am I doing right there? Right? And then if you're like, oh, I need my kidney, or if I need my liver, right? Then that's going to make you look for the exact liver point, right? And then for you, it's not here. Randy's not telling me the right place. It's here. And then you're going to come back and teach us. Oh, it's this one, But me, my anatomy is so bad. You can tell me, oh, the fifth, fourth rib cage, it's right in between, and I'll be like, oh, okay. To me, it's right about the center, and it's where your hands rest. Right? So if the hands resting and they fold, it's just going to hit that right place. And if you let it spiral and angle, right, it's going to cover a big area from there. But it's going to stimulate there. It's going to rub, right? It's massage. So all this self-massage coming from there. All right, hands up. Nice deep breath. And ha. Your palms together. Let it go. Right hand, left hand. Hey, thank you. Hey, have a good day. Are you folks still practicing afterwards, or is that done? Are they still having practice? Yeah. Still. Okay. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. You have a nice, safe week. Yeah. Oh.
Watermelon. If anybody wants watermelon.
Oh, watermelon. Watermelon. Yeah. Come in. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah. I bought watermelon the other day with my granddaughter. I said, that's what I buy. She points to the whole watermelon. I want that one. I said, no way. I buy the quarters. Oh, I love the quarters. They're perfect for me, right? They last 1 week. Yeah. Oh, she beat me up, man. She can be ferocious and she can be cute, but when I pick her up, she's so cute, right? She back when she run to me, right? I don't know how long that look is, right? She see me, she run, right? And then boom. uh, she's not bad. First grade, I still get that run. I don't know if second grade I'll get the same run. And then the 2-year-old, oh, she stuck to the dad. Yeah.